Hello, you guys. Welcome to or back to. Let me keep the mic here. Welcome to or back to my channel. How are you doing? How is it going? I hope it's going well. I am going to be filming some reading vlogs this month, and I do have a TBR that I've set, and that video is out if you want to see the whole TBR. But through the ones that I film, we will be reading the books, and it'll be a good little time. But I just feel like making more reading focused videos right now, so that is the plan. Just for a little update on where I'm at, I just DNF'd the Trader Queen because it was just feeling boring. I wasn't as intrigued as I was with the first book, and I was like, I'm only going on with this book so I can get to the third and fourth book. But then I talked to Erin and she was like, "Girl, you don't really have to do that because this third book is just the second book from a different point of view." So, because of that, I'm not going to continue on with it because what the heck? I wasn't liking it. And I have too many books that I want to read this month to stick with ones that I'm not loving. So I then have switched over to These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. I'm further in here than this bookmark is. I don't know where I am though. Oh, I'm on chapter 6. I've made it 66 pages in. I haven't made it super far, but this is a reread, and it is because I would like to finish it and then read Our Violent Ends, so I can finish off that duology that I own, because that is something I'm trying to do this year, is read series, complete series, and read books that I own. So that checks off both things I'm attempting. And then I'm not really sure what else I may get up to and read, but for now, oh my goodness, Jake is behind me just having a time. But for now, I want to get back into this. So we have a little bit of reading time before bedtime. I'm going to do that now is my plan. Hopefully I can stay up a little bit and actually get some reading done, but I am quite tired, so we will have to see. But I will say, if you enjoy YA fantasy and you like it to have a little bit of romance, this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, or like spin on the tale. We are in Shanghai in 1926, and we are following mainly two kind of mob boss family gang type families. Family. It's all about the family. That sounds like I'm in Fast and Furious. But we are following those people, and I can't remember I know we were following the Scarlet Gang, which is the Chinese family, but I cannot remember the Russian families. Montovs? Something with an M, because it sounds like Montego to me. So, I mean, it doesn't look anything like that word. I have not heard this name pronounced, but I think it's, a callback. So, anywho, I know so far, and I mean, I have read it, but it was a while. It was when it came out, so I don't remember details super clearly, but there is serious tension between the heirs to each gang and each of the crime families, and they do have a history, but current day, it is a lot of political things going on, both historically factual and like reality, and then also, just within the sake of the fictional world, like the gangs and the families that she's created. But there is a monster, and there is a strange, like, disease that is being caused because of said monster, but they don't really know what the monster is or what the disease even is. But what happens is there are a bunch of one gang members hanging out on a dock, and then there's one of the other, and what happens is all of them have self-inflicted wounds of like ripping their own throats out, and then I think it's the Scarlet gang member goes to one of their clubs and then does the same thing, just with everybody witnessing it. So they're like, okay, obviously there's something going on, because all of these people have the same instance, the same thing happening there. So what the heck is that about? So I believe, if I'm recalling correctly, the two heirs team up with, of course, their group of friends on each side as well, which I do remember really liking the side characters in here. So I'm excited to get back to them. We're in the scenes where we've just met. Like, they pretty much each have two friends, or maybe a few more, that they're very close with. And so it's just kind of like a group of people who are kind of like a Scooby-Doo gang going through it. I mean, in actual gangs too. It's really good. It's very atmospheric. I love the writing. I love the vibes. The opening scene just really reminds me of the opening scene of The Diviners by Libba Bray, where in that one, you basically open up with a seance in the 20s in New York. So I think also those vibes are translating to this for me too, and that's why I really like it. But you're at a seance, and then they're using a Ouija board, and a spirit comes through called Naughty John, and things go awry swiftly, which is exactly what happened with this monster that we see in the water, and then all of a sudden everyone's dropping. So I'm excited to keep going with this. This is really the main plan for right now, and then we will see if I want to just jump into the second book next, or if I want to get up to another read. I don't really know. But for now, we're going to get back into this. Hello, you guys. I am just out of the shower. I'm having a good little afternoon. I've baked this week's sourdough bread, and it does look great, if I do say so myself, and I do. But I am sitting down to continue on with these Violent Delights, which the fit kind of matches. Love that. But I'm trying to read more in here, so I actually also did some rearranging of the shelves behind me, because when I'm sitting here, I want to see them right there. I also moved my desk closer here so that I could have my lamp that's right behind y'all. And I'm not going to turn on the light yet until I start reading some more, because it doesn't look that great. It's not very great for lighting. But anyways, I am chilly, because I always am, and I wanted to get cozy, sit down and read. So that's what we're doing. I have my book right here. I am on page 142, and I forgot how much horror is in this. This is so good for, like, if you like a dramatic YA historical fiction with horror. This is that, and it is so good, which is also how I pitch The Diviners. So I really feel like if you've read this and you want more, The Diviners, also The Last Magician, I'm putting it out there, but vice versa, if you've read those two or whatever, this one. It's all within this realm of historical YA that I love, where it's got like a horror or thriller element. Stalking Jack the Ripper has it. There's a few others. They're over there. I just can't see. I think it's The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. Is that the first one that I'm thinking of? That one also kind of has these vibes. I just really, really love it. So anyways, that is what I'm reading. But I also have been tempted to go ahead and pick this up. And I know that my library hold has to go back on the 18th. So I do need to read it if I'm going to read it, you know what I mean? But I feel like I could take my time. I could wait. I think what I want to do is finish these Violent Delights. And then maybe I did put back my TBR for this month onto the shelf because I just like it on the shelf better. And there's something fun about taking the books from the shelf to read versus having them all in a stack. And also, since I did the rearranging, there is so much room in this library. I honestly think I could move all of those TBR books back into here, which is very exciting. I like to have all of those books together. I just prefer it, but yeah, there's that too. But anyways, I'm either going to finish these Violent Delights and then jump right into Our Violent Ends, or I may make a pit stop here. I'm just not sure. But I have read Elise Kova. I've read half of the Air Awakens series. I tried to go back and reread to finish it, and I just didn't have the same feeling I had when I read it the first time, so I'm not going to do that, because I remember really, really enjoying it when I read it, and I'm okay to leave that memory where it is. So I have that one, and then The Deal with the Elf King, which I did like. I enjoyed. I thought it was a good time. And I'm excited to try this one next. Also, I got some book mail. And they are already in their rightful place on the shelf. But I got my Illumicrate editions of the Just Said Air and the Just Said Crown matching covers. And are they not absolutely gorgeous? They are. Like, are you kidding? They're seriously so beautiful, and even the spines are so pretty. They just complement each other so well. And this is another one that I'm thinking of going and reading soon. Mainly because I have my copy out from the library that I want to read, because these covers aren't going anywhere. They need to be preserved and saved. Saved? Safe. So I'm going to have them right there, and they're going to stay there forever and ever. Amen. Actually, you know what? While we're here, let me put my cover in place over here to save its spot. But yeah, I did a little of the rearranging, made my loaf for the week so we can have that. And now I'm just going to hang out with this book for the rest of the day, I think. I have like a solid 8 hours I can read. I think I could finish this, to be honest. And I'm in the mood to just read a book. I just don't have as much time to read day to day anymore. Which is fine. I've just decided, we are going full send into quality over quantity of reading. And so DNFs are high. DNFing series is happening, which I've never done, but we did it with the Bridge Kingdom series. Sorry. Perhaps if one of y'all is like, no, you'll absolutely love the third and fourth, I could give it another go, but I'm not sold. So that, and then also just reading books that I'm excited about. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm very happy with all of these developments. And we're getting into, well, I'm into the fall mindset, which fantasy is for fall all the time. I know I read fantasy pretty much all year, but there is just this time of year where I am like back to back to back to back to back fantasy reading. And I really like to do fantasy that has some horror in it, like this. If I hadn't already read it, The Devils by Joe Abercrombie would have been perfect for the season. I'm just saying. If you've been thinking about it, the universe is telling you something. But anywho, let me stop yapping and let me get to reading and see how far we can get in to this. So let me stop yapping and let us get in. We've got our boy wearing his brave thunder jacket. Perhaps it's warm, but honestly it's kind of cold in here. But anyways, that big old storm outside, he hasn't seen it, but maybe he can sense the vibes are off. Oh. He's definitely got thoughts about the thunder shirt. Hello, you guys. How are you doing? Just getting in the car, getting ready to rock and roll. But I wanted to update you on the reading because I've also started another book that I am reading at the same time. So I have switched, first of all, to These Violent Delights on audio. I just was feeling it, and I made the exact decision because who else was going to, and I like it. Don't regret it. Very happy for myself. So that is what I'm doing there. And then yeah, decided to start this one up. I think I just hit 100 pages into it. This is crazy cuckoo bananas. Let's talk. So we are following our main character, Jet, aka, is it Margaret? But she goes by Jet. And on Halloween night, she is at this festival that her family, I think, runs, if I'm understanding that correctly. They run it, and they're very popular, they're very affluent in this town, and they're not well liked for that by the people that they're not well liked by. Really don't like them. And so she is going home. She lives with her family still. She's gone home. She's eating a little Halloween bat cookie, and then boom, 2 to the back of the head. Boom, 1 to the side. Not good. Someone's attacking her. What's going on? She wakes up in the hospital. She's survived. However, she has a little piece of bone or whatever in the back that is essentially going to force a development of an aneurysm, and it's pretty much guaranteed within 7 days. So she's going to solve her own murder before it's like, completed, we could say. So that premise, only Holly Jackson could come up with, truly. This is her debut in the adult sphere, I believe, and I absolutely loved A Girl's Guide to Murder. The 3rd book was absolutely crazy, but I had a good time with it. I liked it. I was like, you know what? Lean into it, Miss Jackson. That was great. And she did. Oh, she did. This one, I'm really enjoying. We have Jet, who is obviously trying to solve her own murder. We have her bestie, Billy, who I love him. He is so sweet. I feel something bad's gonna happen to him because he's so nice. Pretty much everyone is suspect at this point to me. I can't wait. I can't wait to get further into it. So I'm gonna be doing that when I can today. But yeah, that's pretty much been my couple of days. I'm just listening to books, reading books. I'm back in the book mood. It's great. My screen time is like drastically down, which the anxiety is enjoying, but then the OCD is like, oh, but what if? So we're having a little tussle, a little battle. But the other thing is, every time something happens, she's like, well, I'm gonna die in a week. And I'm kind of like, you know what? Technically, none of us know if that's not true for us. So maybe I'm gonna tell my anxiety that, which is surprisingly helpful because it puts everything into perspective and it's like, hey, be serious. So, yay. I'm going to go now, and I'm in a more music mood this morning, so I think I'll listen to some of that, but I am definitely going to continue on with the audiobook, probably while I eat lunch, and then I will also listen to it on the way home, probably, I'm thinking. And if I want to do some cross-stitch when I get home, I'll do that too. Listen to the audio. I'm very close to finishing these Violent Delights. I know where we're at. I recall this part of things, and we're about to get real dicey, real intense. Exciting. So, I will see you guys later. Hello, you guys. I am checking in because I have finished a book, and it was a really good time. I'm so happy about it, but I finished these Violent Delights, and I am freezing for some reason. But yeah, I finished these Violent Delights. I definitely think this is such a strong first book. I know it's a duology, so it's not really like the first book in a series, but that's what I was going to say. My brain is so tired, but I finished this right before bed, which is perfect. I do think I'm gonna go ahead and pick up Our Violent Ends next. Because, like, the end of this book is such a, like, boom, 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 boom kind of thing. I think it'll be really fun to just jump right into the next one and see what's going on. I cannot lie, it won't be tonight because I am sleepy, and I want to continue on with my Holly Jackson book because it's really freaking good, you guys. But yeah, highly recommend this duology if you have not tried it out. Here is the cover very clearly. It's great time. And I did decide to switch over to the audiobook for a little bit. Worth it. Very good audiobook. Sometimes audiobooks kind of take away from how good the book is. I tend to like the audiobooks better upon a reread. So if I'm like, this was a reread for me, so I liked the audiobook. Hi, Jakey. So I liked the audiobook because it was the reread and it didn't affect my liking of it. But I think I did grab the, it's right here. I can just hold it up. But this is the copy of Our Violent Ends I have. And I did grab the audiobook for this as well, but I think I want to read it physically because I haven't read this one, so it'll be for the very first time. Oh my gosh, it's almost 500 pages. But this is... I'm nervous. We all know how Romeo and Juliet went. It wasn't good. Spoiler alert. So we're gonna see, but I love how pink these editions really are. I feel like that needs to happen again. Fairyloot needs to get back into their pink era. Now, I do have a little haul, and by that I mean my aardvark is here. So we're gonna look at the two. I got two books this time. I did get a few new releases because I'm really in the mood and my library line is long. So I've said like mainly how I get new releases is through Aardvark or Book of the Month if I do that one, but I've really been doing Aardvark mostly. So I'll get them through there, but I also did get a few new releases because I just wanted to have them, and they're auto by authors. Actually, all of the new releases are reoccurring authors, so yeah. But for here, it's the same, but in a different way. We'll see. I'll explain. But here are the books for this month. Very nice. I love this little graphic that they do. I kind of want to put this in my journal. I'm going to do that. I'm going to save it right up here and do that. And then here are the 2 bookmarks. I love collecting these, and then I always use an Aardvark bookmark for my Aardvark books. I put them all right there because I really want to try to be caught up on Aardvark. It's kind of a lost cause for me to be caught up on Fairy Loot because I just have so many. I'm not saying that'll never happen. I think I'll be caught up on a Illumicrate and Fairy Loot at some point because I've started skipping a lot more frequently. Like, I think September I may be getting just 1 book from a book box and then maybe an Aardvark book. Maybe. But Aardvark books kind of scare me a lot because they do a lot of horror. So I'm usually one of the thriller girlies, or if there's a horror like We Used to Live Here, paranormal horror, I can get on that. So for this month, if you don't want to see, look away. But I got the new Samantha Downing, which is too old for this. I feel like you see this cover, and if you have been here for a while, you're like, yeah, that makes exact sense. Why I would get this. The little blurb that thrillers will do, which is usually just a few words, is older, wiser, deadlier. And now the actual, like, tiny blurb that I think would be, like, a pitching blurb is, a retired serial killer's quiet life is upended by an unexpected visitor. To protect her secret, there's only one option left. What's another murder? Sounds so good. I really, really enjoy Miss Samantha Downing's books, so excited for that one. And then I am going into this with rearranged expectations, because when I read The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, I was under the impression it was more in the vein of The House on the Cerulean Sea, and not so much in the vein of, like the X-Hex. And what I mean to say by that is, it's kind of the merriment of the two, because it is a witch who is going to help a bunch of kids who are kind of like in an adoptive situation learn to control their powers, but it went romance focused very quickly, and I don't know if it's just who I was listening to pitch it or just my expectations I perhaps came up with. Either way, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and I do think if I had been prepared for the romance being the center, I would have liked it, but it was too late. And I wasn't loving it. However, I am going to try A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping and see how I get on with this one. It looks so cute. The cover is just adorable. And this one says it's about a witch who has a second chance to get her magical powers and her life back on track. Honestly. And her name is Sarah Swan. What a beautiful alliteration-based name. But look at this cover. It's so freaking cute. I think I have a good chance of liking this now that I know these are romance books. They are not... I guess I would kind of call that like semi-magical lit fic is what I was expecting, with a romance in it, but just because there's a romance in the book doesn't make it a romance, you know? And so I was not expecting it to be a romance. I just expected there to be a romance. That's different. And that's totally fine. But now that I know that, I think it'll be better. And then this is the back part of the Aardvark bookmark, which says, it's always a good day to start a new book. I agree, Aardvark, it is. So I'm going to leave these right here so that I can see them, and then I will eventually add them back there onto that little... I guess I could do that now. And I can take these bookmarks and put them in my little stand. Okay, so these are all of the aardvark books that I currently have out. Honestly, I feel like this is very doable in size. So we have a thriller, a romance. I don't know what this is. I was just intrigued. A thriller / horror? I know he writes horror, but I don't know if this is that. This is like a fantasy mystery vibe, and I have started it, but I just need to get back into it. A thriller. And then this is like a question your life and existence kind of thriller that I've read from him before, Ascension. And it was like, so am I going crazy or is the main character? I'm not 100% sure. But it's really, really good. I would 10 out of 10 recommend. But yeah, that is my little collection there. But I am obviously going to go start Our Violent Ends because I have this gap now. So we have got to go get this book going. Although, I guess I am going to just go read my thriller, but this one too. This is coming with us. Good morning, you guys. How are you doing? My annual sty has shown up. So that's nice and annoying. But I wanted to give you a reading update. I think I'm gonna switcheroo a few things for the reading for the week. We're just gonna do this in the dark because oh my god, good morning. I've just woken up. I am about to put on my shoes and everything, and yeah, there's Ginger. So I, for Not Quite Dead, am 20 pages in. I'm not that. I need you to chill, babe. I'm 20 chapters in. There. Fine. We'll do it with light. Not Quite Dead. You definitely could not see that before. 192 is the page. Chapter 20 is the chapter. I'm really liking it. It's a good little time. And I realized our Arcana Academy by Elise Kova is going to have to go back to the library soon, and I don't want to pay for a copy. This is 550 pages. I mean, I will buy a copy because I do like the spine, and I enjoy her books, but I would like to read it first to see if I really want to have a physical copy, because I'm trying to do better about that. So, I'm going to actually read this next and give myself, like, a break in between the duology of Chloe Gong's. I think what I may find to be like my perfect rhythm is reading a book in a series, reading a random book, reading another book in the series, reading a random book, and kind of going back and forth, but still doing it within the same month. I think that might be more realistic, and I think I also might like that more. Now, there will be times where, like, if I didn't have this library hold, that I was like, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to read a 550-page book right now. Like, I just don't really have that kind of time unless I start chipping away at it now, because it's due back in like 2 weeks, and it very well may take me 2 weeks, which is fine. I used to care how many books I read, and now I just care how many books I read that I liked. So, you know, perspective shift, priority change, I suppose, but yeah, I think I just need to give this one a little bit more room because it's a library hold and there are multiple people in line behind me versus Our Violent Ends, in which No one's in hold behind me because it's mine and I own it. The only thing is I really want to finish it so I can talk to Mel about it. And then I also want to finish it so that I can move on to Foul Lady Fortune so that I can figure out what had Mel giggling and hee-heeing and ha-haing, because I love to giggle, I love to hee-hee, I love to ha-ha. So anyways, today, as you can see, is a struggle day because, like I said, the sty came back. But y'all, I'm really proud. I've been sleeping 8 hours. Granted, I've been going to bed just about 2 hours after I get home every night. But hey, gotta get that slumber. I really do. Like, it's to my health and detriment if I don't, so. Yeah, but have I had, like, any time to be on the line? No, this has kind of forced my hand when it comes to the social media break, which honestly was probably gonna need to happen. And also honestly was probably for the best. Like, I think I would struggle to find how this is a good thing. But yeah, that's it for the reading updates. Like I said, I think I want to find an audiobook, but I don't know what I want to listen to, because I think I've also realized I'm kind of a physical book girl. Like, I will listen to an audiobook while reading physically, but it is very rare that I am like just a solo audiobook. You know what I can do? I can listen to an audiobook if I've already started the book physically. But for some reason, just the audiobook, it has to be pretty much only cozy mysteries, but even then, not really. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just going through a phase of not liking them, but also, I think mainly I kind of don't care. Like, what it is, I'm done trying to figure it out. Because you know what? What it is I don't want to right now. But you know what? Another Project Hail Mary might come about. And I'm like, oh. Because you know what? That's true. Dungeon Crawler Carl, which I miss my man. Why am I not reading that? Maybe I should listen to that on the way to school. Maybe. Good morning. Yeah. Hello, everybody. We are back to talk about the books. I went ahead and I finished Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson, and it was definitely a good little time. I really enjoyed it more than... Sorry, my laptop was open behind you. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, but I also didn't love the ending as much as I thought I could. But with Miss Jackson, I should have known. I should have just known. I should have known my feelings weren't safe. So, I would recommend it. Do I necessarily think I needed to go out and buy a copy? On retrospect, no. But again, I kind of feel that way about all thrillers and mysteries that I buy. Unless it's a cozy, I don't really need to own it after the fact. I just don't. But it was really fun. I was really looking forward to it. I love her books, so I'm glad that I read it. Now, we can go through the stack of books I'm looking at. I did start Glory Be on the audiobook on the way home, and it's a good time. I'm enjoying it so far. That's a cozy mystery, but I'll have to wait till I'm a little further in to tell you about that. So I have finally the physical copy of Two Twisted Crowns, and I have already started this, so I'm kind of leaning towards going ahead and finishing this off, because it would also finish off a duology, which is my goal. So I could do that. Oh, by the way, I did try to start Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. I don't think that book is going to work out in the time frame I want it to. It's just, I'm not particularly in the mood for that kind of book right now. And also, my library hold is up quicker than I thought. So, I just got back in line for it. And I think it will be a more end of the year book, which is totally fine. I just think it's going to be one of those. I then have A Forgery of Fate. This is my Patreon book club buddy read book. I do really love Elizabeth Lim, so this could be a good one. Next is the Just Said Crown. I have already started this one as well, but I got really nervous because the first few chapters were so good, and I was like, oh, I don't want to finish this and then not have any more. This is it. This is over if I finish this. So there's that one. And then, of course, I have what we were continuing on with, which is Our Violent Ends. So these are just all the books that I'm kind of interested in right now. But I am going, well, there are actually 3 of them are finales. So look at me go. Don't notice that I'm starting a new series on audio. Don't. And then I think A Forgery of Fate is a standalone, but if it's not, I don't know at this time. So I think I'm going to actually ask the patrons that join the stream. I'm going to do some reading sprints to wind down for the evening and end the week, but I'm going to see if they want to choose and if they can tell me. I think it's either going to be Two Twisted Crowns or Our Violent Ends. But since I've already started Two Twisted Crowns, I kind of feel like that makes more sense. We'll have to see, but I'm in the mood for the fall spooky vibes, as you can probably tell by this thumbnail. I've already designed the thumbnail, and the fall leaves are back on them. I just love it. I just think it adds just a little touch, and I don't care what time of year it is. It is fall in my soul. So, I'm going to eat dinner really quick, get everything set up. I have like 20 minutes, and then do some reading, and we will check in whenever I have picked a book and made some progress. Hello, sweet friends. Oh, what is happening? Okay. No, that's cool. No, like, that's fine, though. We're bringing the books over. I realized I have not updated you too much about, wow. I look like one of the parents in the Proud Family, never seeing ahead. I haven't updated you on the starter sitch. I was just editing the weekly vlog that went up. Wouldn't you like to know? I don't know. But it went up tomorrow for me, weeks ago for you. So, you've probably already seen it. But I was just talking about my starter getting started and like, well, I had some help, okay, because it wasn't working out. It probably was going to work out fine. I'm not patient. Yeah. So this is the mother, okay? It's that girl. I don't have a name for her yet. We'll figure it out. Now, this is what I pulled from Le Mother. La Madre? No. Yes? Good morning, duo, where are you? I need help. But this is what I pulled to make the starter. This has risen a little bit. You can see it's getting bubbly. So go and make that bread. But it's not bubbly enough for me. I mean, it's bubbly enough. I want it to rise. So I had coffee at the coffee shop, and guys, it was bad, but I guess there was enough coffee in there to give me some energy. So what am I reading right now, you may ask? Good. You should be asking these important questions. I'm trying to find out where I am in this book. So, 2 books. 2 books are being read. Count them. Duh. 2 Twisted Crowns. We're still there. Why am I gripping that book? That's crazy. Maybe I need board books. That was some grip strength, baby. Haven't budged. I was editing. Inking. And then the coffee shop started getting loud, which, you know, that's how that's going to be. I don't expect it to be quiet. I'm just used to going on weekdays, and now I can't really anymore, except for during breaks, which I got them in sight. But up at work, one of the fellow teachers is reading Brave New World. So I said, oh no, we are reading Brave New World. And then my friend said, no, we are reading Brave New World. And then one of the teachers I used to work with, who now subs, said, no, we. So it's like a book club that this person did not volunteer for, but is now around. And I have been talking a big game about reading it all in the weekend. I'm not actually going to do that because I want to read 2 Twisted Crowns more. I know. But I've never read this, and it's a classic, and I should get on that. It is kind of crazy, the concept, and then you know, see that it was written in 1932, and you're like, well, sir, timely then, timely now, I suppose. I don't really know anything about it. I'm going to read it, and we're going to see. But this one, I'm actually going to go pick up. I just finished my editing for the weekly vlog, like I said. I'm waiting for the starter to start up. Hopefully it'll be around 2 p.m. because I usually make my mix, start the stretch and pulls for about 4 hours, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. And then I have it all, I do a bench rest, and then I put it in the fridge for an overnight. Chill out. I don't know what it's called, but is it not fermentation, but whatever, dude. I put it in the fridge, and then we bake it in the morning, and then bread. So, yeah, that's the plan there. But pretty much my weekends right now are making the week's loaf of bread, getting as much of, you know, the YouTube stuff done ahead of time so I don't have to worry about it after work during the week, and then reading. It's a pretty solid chill weekend. The only problem is it doesn't leave me a lot of time for, like, going and doing things, but is that really a problem? I don't think so. So, I'm going to go. I have a liquid IV. I am watching Sid the Bookworm, and I think I'm going to finish that video. I may even indulge in another video. What do you think about that? I've been so out of touch with booktube content, but really it's just I haven't been wanting to watch it. But I'm starting to watch more people that are including, like, lifey stuff with book content. I eat it up. Gobble, gobble. Love that stuff. So I have noticed an uptick in that. Love that. I'm winning now. And hopefully it keeps going because I want more of that. But those are the 2 reads. Brave New World is going to be just kind of, like, hanging out in the backgrounds. And then 2 Twisted Crowns, I would actually like to make a solid dent in today. Oh, but I did get some books from the library. I'm going to show you in a very, very calm, classical backed B-roll moment because me and my partner are doing a little buddy read. We're not buddy reading. They're reading A Tainted Cup. They're getting back to that one. And then I am reading 2 Twisted Crowns, but we're just hanging out in bed because I've got a wee bit of a headache. You probably couldn't tell, but I do. So I'm going to take some Advil too. Thank you, me, for remembering. Let's get over there now. But I have my liquid IV on standby. I'm trying not to have to, like, bring a Coke into the mix of things if I can manage it. But sometimes it just is like that. So maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Time will tell. But I'm going to get me 4 of these bad boys. Yeah. Me and ibuprofen, we go way back. I don't know. Y'all ever hear me and you're just like, what is this girl on? Life, baby. And anxiety and OCD. That's the combo. But we're going to go, and by we, I mean you and me. I ain't speaking French, girl. You're involved. We are going to go. And I'll show you those books that I got. And I also was deciding, I think what I'm going to do, just because of how editing works out, I feel like a nice little evening upload on a Wednesday with the weekly vlog is a vibe. I just feel like the weekly vlog just makes sense on a Wednesday. I don't know if it's the WW and that's a W. Like, I don't know. But Sundays, I think I might. I kind of want to dabble in what the girls do, like sitting down in one spot for a certain number of minutes and talking about books. I do believe they call that the sit-down video. I'm just not very good at that because I feel like I just vlog all the time. Even when I don't mean to, it's a vlog. But y'all do seem to like the wrap-ups that I've been doing, and I do like doing them. I'm having a good little time. I need to film that maybe today if the head feels better, but if not, I won't push it. But it is going up on Wednesday, so I got to kind of push it a little bit. Call me Corbin Blue. We're pushing it to the limit because I am pushing it to the limit. I got to film it soon. But I'm wondering, like, maybe I'll film like a fall TBR, a fall Rex. What do we think about that? I don't know why my head just started moving like that. I need to stop watching so much Don Lemon, like, every day. I'm starting to pick up the mannerisms. I don't want that. So I'm gonna go take my little meds and go read. Okay, fine. Hello, I look like a drowned rat. But I am doing the things that I do to reset for the week. Well, and I'm actually adding in some things. I'm using Tiny Mic because the dishwasher's running and I'm not willing to stop it. I'm also watching Miss Kayla's Bookish Vibes. I will link her down below. Love a vlog. If you love, you will love also. So please. She was just talking about how Barnes never has the book she wants on release day. Yes. And then she went and got matcha instead. And I was like, honestly, I've had too much caffeine this morning already, but what if? And yes, I'm wearing this again. I'm obsessed with it. I don't care. So I have out my... You can't really see it. Hello? Is it working? Can you hear me? So I have out my big bowl. My big bowl of surprises. The surprise is all of these turmeric ginger shots that we were doing. I am peeling off the label. If you have advice on how to get the sticky off, let me know. I was going to put them in the dishwasher, but it's too full with like things that actually need to be washed because we need them. Yeah. It is Sunday. I am watching my little vloggy vlog. I have that out. The bread is going to go in the oven soon. Actually, I should probably start that up because it doesn't take super long. So I put it up to 500 and then I put, this is my Dutch oven. It's so cute. It's a little ombre action. I put it up to 500. I put this in there. And then when it hits 500, I lower it to 450. I don't really know why, I just do it. And then I put the bread in here. I put it back in the oven, covered for 25 minutes, one of those two. And then I take the lid off, keep it in the oven for however long until it's like nice and brown and crispy. And then the bread is done. But then it has to sit on the cooling rack that y'all are currently sitting on for a while until the whole thing is cool, and then we can store it away for the week. But I'm also going to make my own at-home turmeric ginger shots. So it's going to have 2 oranges, 2 lemons, turmeric and ginger, fresh. I'm going to put it in this, like, bougie blender that my partner has. I was like, oh, okay. So we have that. That's nice. We need that. And then we have a cheesecloth. I'm going to cheesecloth it up. Yes, we do. It's over there. I was making sure. I'm like, am I imagining things? Again. And then I'm going to pour them into here. We're going to have our little shots for our health. 1, 2, 3. It'll be only 3. So I don't know where I'm going to store the other shots. But maybe I'll just put it in like another glass. And then after we finish them, refill them and put them in the fridge. I don't know. Because I want to have 7. So we need 14 of these. So we can each. But I don't want to keep buying them from the store because it's super easy to make. And I can make it stronger with whatever I want. So if I want it more orangey, I can do that. This is not coming out. Back into the water you go. So, yeah, that's pretty much it that I'm doing today. I started All Twisted Glory. It's the 3rd book in Tahara Mafi's series. It starts with This Woven Kingdom, which I read that one back when it came out. Fabulous, but y'all know I am a serial, not continue honor with the series. So here we are. But, this week I am continuing on with another one, and I finished another one. As far as I'm concerned, I finished the Shepherd King duology because I'm finished with it. You know what I'm saying? Up top. Then that makes me feel like maybe I should wait to read The Night and the Moth until the other books are out so I can read them all together. Because that was the issue with this one. I needed to continue on because they felt more like one story. They didn't need to be split up. People just fear a long book, I think. But whatever. I'll put that back in the water too. Maybe that stuff will soak off. I don't know. So yeah. Turmeric shots. Bread. What is happening? What am I doing? I just had a moment of coming to consciousness. I'm making homemade bread and homemade turmeric shots. Am I off grid? Am I living the life? No. That's what I'm going to do. And then I am going to film my wrap up. I didn't want to have to do any filming or stuff like that today, but it just worked out that way. So yeah, that's the plan. Stay on. But for now, I'm going to... Now look back there. I'm going to clean off the stove, and we're going to just start the bread. How about that?
I've been lying here for too long. I don't know what else to do. I want to get away from every little thing just to try to make it through. I've been thinking about my options, every detail in my head. But it doesn't really matter, nothing matters, so I cry instead. I've been running circles, trying to catch my breath. I've been trying everything I can, but I ain't got nothing left. I've been staring at the ceiling, I've been staying up all night. Everything I ever worked for vanished in the blink of an eye. I've been asking every question, 'cause I haven't got a clue. Why's it gotta be me? What the hell am I supposed to do? got nothing left. And I know there's so much more to this life, but it's hard to see it clearly. Yeah, I try my best, but nothing turns out right. God, I need you now so dearly, 'cause I've been running circles trying to catch my breath.
Hello, you guys. I'm in the reading spot. The hands are turmeric shade now, so that's nice. But I have all of those ready. I just need to go unload the dishwasher and load all of the glasses into there so I can use it for the week. So that will be good. And I think I filmed my wrap up. I got that thumbnail ready. I did a little bit of editing, and I think I'm going to stop. I am not feeling the best mentally. I just anxiety is so annoying, especially the kind of nagging one that doesn't have an attachment to really anything. It's just your nervous system and your neural pathways reloading. And I'm like, could you reload any slower? And then they say, oh, yeah, no problem. So I'm just having one of those. And also, I absolutely know that it's the fact that, like, I am in the premenstrual. Like, that's just where I am in my cycle. I get it. I understand, like, hormones. But as much as the logic helps, it doesn't help. You know? So I have decided it, by the way, is a time saver in the morning to do my hair and like have it be much more of a tight curl than I would want to have. Wear that to bed and then go out into the world the next day and my hair's already done. I just smooth it down. That's what I'm going to go do now. I'm going to go get my hair done by me alone. Just me. And then I'm going to dedicate the rest of the day to either watching some bookish vlogs, if I want to do that, or probably more realistically, reading. I don't know why I don't cut out those parts in vlogs, but I think it's because honestly I want it to feel like a FaceTime vibe. I love a FaceTime vlog. I really do. I love that the book girlies and everybody in general is starting to do, like, lifestyle people are starting to add books and book people are starting to add life. And I'm just like, oh, this is perfect. This is absolutely gorgeous. I'll link down, they're already in the description, the two that I'm watching currently that I'm just like, yeah, it's going to do it for me. So I'm watching those currently, and then I'll just read. I think that'll be it. It's about to be 3, so I'm ready for bed. I am tired. I just didn't sleep well last night. Don't know why. Could it be synced? I am a little nervous I'm getting sick in my little ring that, is it a little creepy that it can tell you when you're about to get sick? Yeah, maybe. But it told me, it was like, minor signs and symptoms. Are you good, girl? And I'm like, no. But it wasn't just my heart rate that was up. It was also my tempi. And I don't know why that is the case. And I tried to look back and see if there's a pattern for where I am at right now in the month. And no, there's not. So whatever that means, I am going to curl my hair and we are going to manifest that I'm fine because I took my super turmeric drinky drink today. So that obviously is going to stave off any issues ever in my life forever, I say, as I came to you telling you that I was having anxiety. That's the one thing it doesn't cure. Oh my God. But if it did, that would be so cool. I wanted to show you the spine of this book. I just think it's so pretty. These books in general are gorgeous. I am sending the Illumicrate set that I have to my bestie because she's also trying to build up her special editions. And I was like, you know what? Part of why I love YA is the size of the books, and these are the YA size. And I was like, yeah, I do want that. So I bought this so I could read it now, and I'll be mailing those to her. I have so many books to send, honestly. It's getting a little bit ridiculous, I do fear. But that's all right. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say. Oh, when I was editing this vlog, I did see that I brought Emily Wilde to the coffee shop. And yeah, I had dreams. I had hopes that I was going to read that. But honestly, for some reason, when I am having to listen and stare at myself for a long time, my anxiety goes up. I'm like, girl, not you spiking yourself, but like, yeah, I am. And I don't know why. I also do genuinely think that I really think hormones play a lot more of a role into my headaches, my anxiety, the OCD, all of the things. The best way I describe it, and I don't know if this is helpful for anybody else, because I wish someone had pointed out this pattern in themselves out loud so that I could hear it forever ago instead of me like frantically Googling it at 3 a.m. because I was like, am I absolutely losing it? Like, I can't lose the marbles. They were never there. Like, that's what I felt. And then just about everybody was like, oh, no, girl, that happens. Hormones. But the way that I have tracked it almost to a T, I really do think it is my hormones. I really do. And that's like super annoying because it, again, affects my headaches, the anxiety, the OCD. My brain just, like the way that I would describe it to my therapist, the way that I would describe it to anybody is I feel like your brain almost like it feels smooth. No, that's not what I mean. I think that it can feel like things can run off it. Because, like, a lot of the visualization and man, I forgot it on stream, too, and now I can't remember. Meditation, that I listened to either talks about having, like, picturing it being a floating river, like a lazy river vibe with leaves, and each leaf represents your thoughts, and you could observe them going by, but you don't really engage with them. And by don't really, I mean you don't engage with them. And that includes not telling yourself to not think about them. Because if you tell yourself don't think about the purple elephant, girl, yeah, you're picturing a purple elephant. And isn't she cute? Yes, but the thoughts aren't. So it's that, or you're like looking up at the sky, which don't do what I did and actually do that because you will see stars. And not in, like, it's nighttime, in the fact that you just, like, looked at the sun. Yeah, I did that. Whatever. So you see, like, the clouds going by, and each thought is a cloud, and it just drifts on by, and you have no control. And eventually, even if you follow it, eventually it'll leave. So it's like, your thoughts aren't forever, and all of those things. But good Lord Almighty, does it feel like forever in the moment? Can I get an amen? Truly, it really does feel, it does feel like that. And I feel like my brain, instead of feeling like a river, it feels like, on day 18, a bunch of freaking beavers came in and started building their damn dam, and they're just blocking all the thoughts up. And then all of a sudden the thoughts are like, you know what? Upstream we go. Like they're a bunch of damn salmon. And now here they are coming back, doing the rounds. And I'm just like, all that to say, my brain feels stickier. But I do love a good metaphor, and I do love, it's not really an illusion, but it is an illusion, because there are no beavers. It's just dumb thoughts. I hate it. Like, honestly, sometimes I want to be like, brain, can you work, like, just a little, like, half speed? Chill out. Calm down. Have a moon pie. It's not that serious. but it feels very serious. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, my body is acting as if I'm being chased by a bear, specifically a polar bear. And my brain is like, hey, so you're sitting in your bedroom and you just thought about, I don't know, how scary the online world can get. Do you see how that shouldn't trigger your caveman fight or flight as if you were actually running from a polar bear? Because, girl, there are no bears, let alone the polar variety around you. It's just very silly. And I mean that in the way of not... I don't mean that to like kind of put down my own feelings and thoughts. I do mean it more in a way of like disarming them, of saying like, on guard, and like, I don't know, doing a little that the Three Musketeers do, and then the sword goes flying, and then you're like, what now? That kind of vibe. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. And do I feel nervous talking about this right now? Yeah, I do. I have a huge fear, I mean, in general, of vulnerability, but y'all are super great. The fact of the matter is, though, online is kind of like open to the masses, to the world, you know? And really, your video, your post can get served up to the wrong people, wrong crowd. Like, just not wrong, but like they just aren't, they're not your vibe. And then all of a sudden, it's not great. And I don't want that to happen because, well, I guess you just like block people, but I don't know. It's just like, can we be nice? I feel like there's such a lack of like just kindness, or hell, I'd even just take niceness, because they're not the same. But I would even just take people being nice to each other again. Like the empathy. Well, I guess where is the empathy? As the Black Eyed Peas once said, where is the love? Is that who said that? I don't remember. We just saw a movie yesterday where they referenced the Black Eyed Peas, and I was like, wow, I haven't thought of them in quite some time. But anywho, that's what I'm doing, and I'm talking about it to prove to myself that it's literally okay. Because again, this isn't a polar bear. This is me talking about my fifis and just saying like, oh, I feel anxious, and there's not a reason. Aren't we having fun? Are you? I hope you're having a better time. And if you're not, know you're not alone. And we can crash out together. And by crash out, I really just mean read a lot of books. Because again, it comes down to the fact that you can acknowledge it and be like, yeah, girl, okay. Remember when I talked about how I named my brain Dolores and all the thoughts Dolores? And I would just be like, Dolores, I don't have it in me today, girl. Like, I got all this stuff to get done. I am tired, Grandpa. I gotta curl my hair. I don't have time to also think about all of these things. That's how I feel right now. We gotta tell Dolores to chill out, honest to God. Because girl, I need a moment. And I feel like I can acknowledge Dolores and be like, yeah, girl. Yeah, you can sit in the room with me, but you cannot overtake my life. You cannot overtake what I'm doing, and I'm reading. So it's like that healthy, just not distraction. What is it called? Because a distraction is not like the best. What is the other word that I'm thinking of that I'm working on? It's like redirecting. That's it. Girl, I'm tired of the reframing, redirecting. It takes a lot of like energy to do that stuff. Look at us go. Good God. We're really doing that though, you know? And like we look really cute doing it, so that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll go rewatch Abbott Elementary. That just made me miss the principal. She's so funny. I know it's coming back October 5th, but that's my comfort show. Like that's my show when my anxiety gets bad. I want to watch that, but I want new episodes. I want more. I guess I could just go rewatch it. I could just start it over again, but again, I want new episodes. Anyways, this was super yappy. Thanks for listening. If you're still hanging out, I am going to go curl my hair, and then I think I'm just going to like clock out and read my little book. The wrap up is edited. Kind of. It's the rough cuts. We'll deal with that later. I do need to I need to export it and send it off. But I'll probably edit it tomorrow or the next day and get my little steppy poos in while I'm doing that. So yeah, but thank you so much for watching. Leave a either like a purple emoji, like a heart, or I have some flowers on this bookmark that are really cute. Or I have a fall ambiance right now, so we can shake the table, get the girls mad, and post some pumpkins and fall leaves, because I see for every person that's like, I'm ready for fall, there's someone who's like, it's summer. It's all arbitrary. It's all made up. That's the fun part. Also, it's been summer since spring, so I'm ready for it to not be summer anymore here. That's just my subjective, arbitrary truth. I hope you guys are having a good day, though, for real. And make sure you drink your water. Stay hydrated. It also helps with the mental, which, you know, I continue to be proven that, and yet, I don't take it seriously. Isn't that cute? Love that. What do I say next? Oh, the most important one, be kind and lead with empathy, because by God, we have got to. We just do. That's all I got for you there. And then what's the other one? Oh, go have a good day on purpose. Because the empathy extends to yourself, okay? And I'm saying that to myself too. Go have a good day on purpose. Go read a book. Go get a good little drinky drink. You know what I need? I need a matcha. I haven't had one forever, but it's too late in the afternoon now. I have to go to bed at a good time. So I'm going to drink my water. I'm going to make a mango liquid IV. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, there's someone here. I'm going to catch you all in the next one. This looks like found footage. Like, ha, ha.
Wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.